I'm Kate Ward, and this is your Dickman Farms decorator tip. Oh, the kissing balls, they're here and they're glorious. That's what this is. And here's one with its top and bottom bows. We can go further than that, but let's talk about a few supplies that you'll need, or the basics, to get you started. So, trusty wire cutters, wire, ribbon, I would suggest a glue gun, and your decorations you're going to use. So that said, let's start with our favorite thing we always start with, bows. Because that said, kissing balls hang from their bows. Now there's lots of ways to put bows on a kissing ball, and you can choose to change them as you see fit. So today what we're going to do is we're going to show you how we make them here at Dickman Farms to achieve this look. You're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-ish yards of ribbon. Now, this is a narrower ribbon. This is number 9 or 1.5 inches that you can use. There's also number 40. It's about this width you can use. Unless you use a bigger or have a bigger kissing ball that you've made, really the 40 is the largest. There's a 100 size, or it's about 4 inches wide ribbon. That gets to look kind of like the ribbon sitting on it instead of being part of it. So I'd suggest the narrow or the next size up. So that said, how do we get started? We get started like we do any other bow. So that's right, we give it a pinch. So I'm going to pinch that very end. Now recall that I said that this particular kissing ball hangs from its bow. That's right. You'll remember from the video where how we teach you how to make these, that we made a hang loop. So this bow is going to wire down into that hang loop and hang from it. So it's very important that this is very tight. So I'm going to pinch there just like that, and I'm going to twist. You see how I have that gold facing up? So red down, or red up, gold up, like that. Then I'm going to say, come here, come on back towards me, come over here. And I'm going to go right underneath, all right? So see how the gold's going away from me? Go a little, well, hypothetically. Yeah. All right, so it's going away from me now. I'm going to pinch, pinch, and twist again. Now, I like to twist to the left, so choose left or right, but always pinch and twist in the same direction. So, once I have that basic little loop, which will turn into this short loop here, now I go for these large bows that sit on top. So, I tend to eyeball it to where I like it. I've been making them long enough that I get a feel for it. So for me, it's about there. For my hands, which are kind of big paws, that's like the length of my entire hands as I spread it open. So there's one. And again, I'm gonna get to that center. I'm gonna pinch it, twist it, so the red is always up. And by doing that pinch and twist, it does two things. It always gets the same side up because I'm facing it up, and the pinch makes there less in my hands to hold. So I want those loops to be even, so again, I'm eyeballing it. You can sort of see there, and then I have it caught underneath my fingers. I pinch and twist, and again, you see it's going left, and I just continue to do that until I get to 6 total loops. So 2, 4, there, 5. What'd I forget? Scissors. Uh-oh, gonna have to leave screen. Did you miss me? I'm back. Here I am. So I'm gonna need scissors. So I guess there's more supplies you do need. I grabbed pliers too. So there I have my 6 basic loops. Now, I like to trim from there because I want to put on the top tails, which are these little pieces here. They just hang nicely, so I just give it a snip, but I'm going to give it a snip on an angle because it cleans up that edge. Then all I do is I lay it underneath that bow to make sure that they go slightly beyond. So see how it goes slightly beyond the loops, catch it in my fingers, goes slightly beyond my loops, and just trim another angle. Just like that. Then, like any other ribbon, I don't want to hold all this, so I'm going to pinch it and give it a double twist, because if I only gave it one twist, I'd end up like this. So I give it a double twist. And then I just catch it under my fingers. And I do the same thing again. I look, I do this, pop, 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 pinch, twist, and there's another one, and it goes under. So now I have this whole mess here. I've lost my wire, there it is. I'm gonna grab a piece of wire, and if you were smart, you would have gotten this piece before, which I was not. I'm gonna cut it off with my wire cutters. I'm gonna take my wire. It passes through this top loop, just like making any other bow. I'm gonna catch the sides underneath, and I'm gonna pull that tight. And see how I pinch it and I pull, and I wanna pinch and twist it down. Now, remember I said it hangs from that loop, so we wanna make sure that's really tight. So I take my pliers, these have a cutting edge in them, so I'm gonna be careful. I pinch and I pull and I twist, so I know that that bow is really tight. Well, now it looks a mess. Now that I know it's really tight, I can actually pull this a little bit so it starts to shape my bow. And this actually is probably the bow making. It's one of the longest parts of your decorating for a kissing ball. So then you just keep pulling it around till it now has loops going in various directions. The other thing about doing that is that has relaxed a little bit of the amount of fabric underneath that twist. So it's a good idea to take and pull and see if you can get an extra little twist in there. So there's your basic bow, but I said it hangs from. So the next point is I want to pick and choose how long is that hang ribbon that it hangs from. I'm going to go for about there, snip it, save this, we're not done yet. And this is how we do the hang portion. It goes in through the top loop. And we're gonna have it inside out. Wait, Kate, it's not supposed to. Yes, we are. We're gonna do it inside out. Take it and put those ends together. I'm gonna want a little piece of wire, like this, because what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna secure this so it's good and strong and tight. And I'm just gonna kind of fold it on itself and wrap. See how it's uneven, shorter, longer? Wrap around once there. Then I take and I open it up. I fold it back into itself. Then I take these pieces and I wrap it around, all the way around. I go this one all the way around, and my pliers come back into play. I pull it tight. I grab the other one, I pull it tight. Up they go, we're almost there. And now I'm gonna take those pieces and I'm gonna wire them closed. Now I have all this little extra wire and I don't need it. I don't wanna poke myself, so I'm just gonna trim it off, and I'm gonna use my pliers to press it down. So now I have this mess. Simply turn it inside out, or right side in, however that goes. And I'm going to hide this right underneath the loop, haha, just like that. Okay? Okay, part one's done. Part two, the bottom loop. Bottom loop's easy. It's that same pinch, but we don't make the little center. Same pinch, I measure out a loop I like. There's a loop I like. Pinch, twist, loop, pinch, twist, whoopsies, loop, pinch, twist, loop, pinch, twist, da-da-da, and I'm almost to the end. Okay, there I am. Now I have a little, I'm gonna trim. I want tails, give me tails. So here's my bottom tails, and some people like them different lengths. Some people like doubles, some people like singles, whatever you like. There's your tail feathers. All right, so we have all that. Little weird here, we're gonna secure the bow upside down, because remember this is a bottom bow. So we wanna have it go in the bottom. So normally a bow would go this way, but this way, between the tails, I go up. And I take those two pieces, I can push the bows down, and I secure it. Now we're not gonna hold anything with this bow, so we can be basically, we're gonna, once again, fan out those so that it gives you some definition and dimension. Bump it up, like that. So now I have a nice bottom bow. Now, I have to push this up into the bottom of this kissing ball. So, it makes sense to then wire this onto a pick or a stick. And that's why I grabbed a stick, because not many people have a pick or a stick to do this. So now, woo! I have all my parts to then decorate my kissing ball. So how do you do that, you ask? I'm so glad you asked, and we're almost there. We take that bad boy down, and it's going to be hanging from something, or you've made it. Remember that loop? There's that loop we made way back, and it's green. Isn't that great? Except if you look away, you're not going to remember where you put that loop. So important that you don't lose it and look away. Here's another important part. Take the ends of your bow. I've got the bows in my hand. We're going to travel through, right through this hang loop. So there it is, right? Through the hang loop. Then we're gonna pull it tight, and this is just by feel. We're gonna go up, pass through the hang loop. That's right, this loop up here, this little tiny loop right here, we're gonna pass through that. Okay? We're gonna go back underneath, and this is the feel part. You remember that loop? We're gonna run that extra wire. I don't know if you can see it. We're gonna run it through once again. Through it. It's hard to see, it's hard to feel. Okay, so now it's on the side, and then with the remaining, we're just gonna wrap it around that whole mess. I know, it's a little confusing. Slow it down, give it a look. It is so important that we secure tightly this wire, because we've got to be able, we'll shape it a little bit, it's on secure, we've got to then be able to lift it securely. Let the wind blow in the winter. It's nice and secure and solid. That bottom bow is as easy as you might imagine. It literally takes, and you find the center, that's the hardest part. Find in the middle. They're usually, kind of off to the side, like this one. See, it's slightly off to the side, so I have to reposition it to get it under the center. That's the hardest part. And then find it. You remember this has an oasis cord. It'll just stick up there, so stiff, and woohoo! Part one done. And that's the easiest part. So if you want it to be done here, a lot of people do, and they're just gorgeous. Anything else you might want to do is just like icing on the cake. You could just take things like this pick and pick it all apart, rip it apart, however you want to do. Again, you could wire this in, but that takes too much time. Nobody has time for that. And you just glue it. Remember, the glue gun's probably been on for a while, so it's hot. It'll stick to the needles, and we just kind of press it in where we like it. Don't resist the urge to pull on your kissing ball. You can push, but don't pull. Because until this is frozen, remember, this is just a living centerpiece. So these aren't stuck in here, frozen solid yet. But they will be soon when we put it outside. So do what you like. Keep going. Choose what you want. Make it yours. Make it beautiful. And when you're ready and you're all done, give it a drink. Valtex is waterproof, winterproof, so give it a drink right over the center and set it outside. Let it freeze. When it freezes solid, you can play soccer with this thing. It won't hurt it a bit. And this has been your Dickman Farms Decorator Tip.